Hello again and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to give some feedback on the Weebill Lab and the Canon M50 combination and give you some thoughts of the good and the bad of what I thought. So as I've said in other videos, my channel is not about gear review and tech reviews, but I do want to give some feedback on the gimbal and the camera combination because there's a couple of things that people would need to know if you're looking to buy the two. Okay, so the first thing that drew me towards the Weebill Lab is when I was watching YouTube videos and stuff, is just the size of the thing. Now for me and my approach to making videos and getting out and about is to try and keep all my gear as small and as compact as possible. So I'm not really into high-end videos, I just want to make good looking videos. So in that sense, I don't need to be buying the top end stuff and it doesn't need to be huge, but I am conscious that things need to remain quite small, so when I go on holiday or when I'm out and about, I can just pack everything into a bag and not have to worry that I'm going to run out of space or that I'm going to be carrying 10 tons on my back. So first thing, this is the Weebill Lab, and as you can see it's tiny. When it's folded up, it's not much bigger than the span of my hand. I mean, it is absolutely tiny, and as gimbals go, that is absolutely fantastic. I've also got the Xeon Smooth for my phone, and that's a lot higher. I mean, the comparison, it's up here, and you can't fold it down, whereas this one you can. And it also comes with the it's like an additional handle, but it's also the tripod. You can either screw it into the bottom there, or you can screw it into the top there, so you've got two positions to hold it, and I've found it's very, very comfortable. Okay, so one of the things I do want to pick up on is that if you are looking to buy the two, just be aware that they are not compatible with each other. And if you have a look at the list that Xeon provides for the gimbal, you'll see that the Canon M50 is not listed in there. So what that means is when you connect the gimbal to your camera, you won't be able to control the camera from your gimbal. So you won't be able to change the focus settings or any of the exposure settings and the sensitivities and all of those things that you can with a compatible camera. So that's one thing to bear in mind. So if you're going to change anything, you need to do that on the camera screen. Right, what's next? What did I say? I've written down a load of stuff here I want to talk about. Okay, yeah, right, okay. Just looking at my list of things I want to talk about. Okay, so the Xeon Play app. Again, you can download that and it syncs and links with the gimbal, but you don't get any screen because you can't connect the camera to the gimbal and it won't work. Then you just get a blank screen. However, you can control the different modes that are available on the gimbal, and you can also control it remotely from your phone, so you can get the camera to move left and right and up and down, which is snazzy. However, I don't think you could ever use that because ideally you want a screen in front of you and you've got your gimbal over there if ever you did need to do that, and so you lose that because your gimbal is going to be somewhere else. You can't see the screen, so you move where the camera is and it might be looking in a direction or looking at something that you didn't intend it to look at. So that's not very good. Right, what's next? Right, this isn't something that I picked up, but it's something that I read. Now I read a couple of comments that said that the M50 is too light for the gimbal. I had the motor settings on low for the gimbal and it seemed to work fine. I did notice in some of the video that the footage seemed to zigzag left and right a little bit quickly, and I don't think that was necessarily to do with the lightness of the camera. I think that's more to do with me and my inexperience in using the two together, and I think as I go I'll be a little bit more gentle and I'll know what I'm looking for and I'll get the feel of it a lot better. So I don't think that's an issue that other people have commented on. Right, what else? Okay, so on to the likes. I really liked how light the whole setup is, and I like the fact that I could change the grips as I sort of showed you. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll set it up. I'm so bad at this. I'm like the worst tech reviewer ever because I've forgotten my screwdriver to screw this into my camera, the base plate, which you can take off and put on the gimbal. No problem at all. But that reminds me of another issue, is that once this is on, I'm going to put this on. Right, let me stop this. Right, I've got it on. The other problem you've got is once you've got this plate on, even though you can connect it to the gimbal and take it off very, very quickly, if you need to change the battery, it gets in the way, which means you cannot get this battery out, which means that you then have to take this plate off again. It's not the end of the world. All you need to do is just mark where it was connected to, so when you take it off you can have a look at it, because it does have the guide and the numbers like a ruler on there. So just make a note of where it's set, and then when you take it off and put it back on again, you'll know where to set it. But it is a pain in the bum, because you don't really want to be doing that, because when you change a battery, usually you need to do it relatively quickly to get back into action, particularly if you're capturing an event and stuff, so that's not ideal. So I don't know how we can get around that one. Right, what else have I got to say? Right, now we're on to it. So you put that on there. There we go, push that down, it locks on there, and there you go. Now I need to balance it, because that is leaning way forward. Right, I had to put it on a table on a stable platform, because I think I've just proved that you can't balance a gimbal on your lap. But it's all done now, so you can see that any position that I put the camera, it stays stable. So you can hold it like this or above, but I found most of the time it was much easier to take this off and put it up on the top like this. So I found it much easier to hold the gimbal with two hands like this, one behind, and then I could make my adjustments. And again, I think that dodgy footage that I saw was me sort of just being a little bit quick, and that's what affected it. But the good thing about this one as well is you can have it in underslung mode as well, so you can go up and down and like that. But you can see the whole setup is really, really small, and that's what I really like. And so what I'm thinking is I'm going to do, everyone does it, like what's in my bag. So I've got a bag, but I'll show you what stuff I use. I think that'd be quite useful, and then you'll see that my emphasis is always on small. So you'll see my GoPro, my drone, my cameras, it's all geared towards being as small as possible. So I think I've covered everything. I'm just checking my list again. Yep, that's me all done for this video. It's been a lot harder work and a lot crapper than I expected it to be, and I really hope you persevered right the way through it, because I know if I was watching it, I don't know. But we've had a laugh. We've had a laugh sort of on the way. So if you like this video, I doubt you did, but if you did, consider subscribing if you don't already, and like or dislike, because the dislikes are just as important as the likes, because if I'm not doing something right, or something's rubbish that you disagree with, you think's crap and could be better, please let me know, because this is why I'm doing this. This is why I've got the channel, because I love what I do and I want to make it better. So if you can help me on that journey, then that would be fab. But that's it. I'll see you on the next one. God, I'm never doing that again. I swear to God.